I recently went to a synth and guitar expo in Portland where I was sharing my app um, patterning. And since it was a big synthesizer expo with a lot of Eurorack manufacturers, I thought it would be a good time to demonstrate the integration of the iPad with a Eurorack system. So then I thought I should make a video and share it with the internet. So here we are. The first challenge really was that I needed a way to power the iPad while also connecting it to MIDI and audio. So because the iPad only has USB-C. So the first thing that I really did was figure out the correct USB-C port. So at Best Buy, I found this USB port which has power over USB-C plus USB-A ports for connecting to other things. Originally, I had wanted to just use this USB-A to MIDI DIN cable that I had, a cheap Amazon thing. But the problem was that this USB port only had one USB-A connector, so I needed that one for power because that was the only way to power the iPad. So what I ended up using was this Focusrite Scarlet that I had lying around. I mean, it's probably 10 years old, but it is bus powered, so it's powered by a USB-A cable, and it has both MIDI and audio. So this allowed me to send the audio from patterning as well as MIDI over a DIN cable over to the Eurorack. So I'm going to take the MIDI out of the Scarlet via a classic MIDI DIN cable. And that's going into this Yarns module, which is no longer made, but it's a really great MIDI to CV converter. So that's going to turn my MIDI information from patterning into gates and control voltages for the Eurorack. And then I also took two 1/4-inch TS to 3.5 millimeter TS cables to go out from the Focusrite into this aux in of this Eurorack mixer that I borrowed from my good friend Peter Randlett here in Olympia. So I created a new project in patterning and just set up a simple kick drum pattern. And so now we're listening to what's coming out of my Eurorack because I have the audio going through the Scarlet into this mixer on the Eurorack synthesizer. So I have my kind of hi-hat pattern and my kick drum pattern. And then I'm going to set up a MIDI track. So on my second track here, I'm going to navigate over to the MIDI settings and I'm going to turn MIDI on and choose my port. The port is just the Scarlet port that shows up automatically. So now that I've got the audio and MIDI getting to the Eurorack, I'm going to set up the Eurorack patch. So I'm taking the gate output that's being triggered by this track and patterning, and I'm going to mult it so that I can get multiple copies of that gate. I'm going to use it to trigger both of the envelope voices of the maths, channels 1 and 4. And I'm going to use one for volume and one for pitch bend on this Dixie oscillator. So I take the sine wave out of the Dixie and go into the Optimix, the output of the Optimix to my mixer. And let's hear what that sounds like. There we go. Get a low bass tone out of it. And now I'm going to take the output of my first maths channel, and that's going to be used to turn on and off this low kick drum tone using the envelope. You can Cool, and then I'll take the second channel of the maths and use that for a pitch bend on that to make it more percussive. Cool, so I have that basic patch, and then I'm just gonna add, using that mult from my MIDI to CV converter, I'll take another gate out from the same place and use it to trigger this Plonk module, which is like a digital modeling synth. And so those will be triggering at the same time. So now I've got like 2 layers of Eurorack triggered by the same MIDI. Now that I've got that set up, let's take the 1 volt per octave out of the yarns from there, and this is gonna control the pitch of the plonk. And now I can use the MIDI output MIDI note transpose of this channel to change the pitch of the plonk on different steps.